Hello, it's time for yet another roller coaster rankings video. And today we got a special one because I'm gonna be ranking the best blue colored roller coasters in the whole world. And there are really some hidden gems in terms of blue colored roller coasters in the world, and I've collected a total of 15. If you really like roller coaster and theme park videos, please be sure to hit that awesome subscribe button, and let's go on with this video. And coming in at spot number 15, we got Blue Fire Mega Coaster at Europa Park. You could have really chosen many blue colored roller coaster at the bottom of this list, but Blue Fire Mega Coaster just survived. And this was Ride's first take on a thrilling launch coaster, and I think they did it pretty well. The launch is pretty punchy, taking the riders from 0 to 100 km per hour / 62 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. And while the inversions are pretty okay on this ride, you got a strong vertical loop and twisted horseshoe rolls, but it's really the final inversion that's amazing. That final hardline roll might be one of the best inversions in the whole world. Now coming in at spot number 14, we got Manta at SeaWorld Orlando. And Manta is overall a decently sized flying roller coaster made by B&M. And while the pacing on this flying coaster is not amazing, but it's still pretty decent because you got some floaty inversions with a bit of whip, but the main attraction is of course that pretzel loop inversion after the twisted first drop. The intensity of going head first to the ground is just amazing. And overall you got a pretty lengthy ride experience with that very scenic splashdown element. The only negative thing is hanging in this flying position in the final brake run. Now coming in at spot number 13, we got Phoenix at Toverland. And many people might think that this is a low placement for one of the best wing coasters in the whole world, but it isn't. And Phoenix overall features a short but very punchy layout with airtime moments and strong inversions. It's just very unique flying on a wing coaster that really feels like you're riding an inverted coaster by B&M. And well, the only thing that drags this ride experience a bit down is of course the short layout. That low to the ground turn on Phoenix is also amazing. Now coming in at spot number 12, we got Osiris at Park Asterix. And Osiris features a quite unique and very lengthy B&M inverted coaster layout. The first half on this inverted coaster is just world class with the twisted first drop, dive loop, strong overbank, vertical loop and so on. But unfortunately after diving under this tunnel you have a very slow paced second half, and almost the whole second half might be one of the weirdest sections on any inverted coaster in the world. And you have to keep in mind that Osiris isn't really the smoothest inverted coaster in the world. Now coming in at spot number 11, we got Abyssus at Energylandia. And I can really say the same thing about Abyssus right here, because this ride is an awesome next generation multi-launch coaster by Vekoma. You have a small launch section with a few airtime moments before the main launch section. The second launch is pretty forceful, and this stall element is unfortunately heavily trimmed going down it. But the vertical loop is very forceful, and then you hit the best moment, an ejector airtime hill going under the station and through this very forceful batwing with 2 inversions. But unfortunately the end of this ride is a bit drawn out, it's way too lengthy. Now coming in at spot number 10, we got Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia. And Twisted Cyclone is one of the shortest and smallest RMC coasters out there, but it still packs in a decent amount of airtime. You have some decently floaty inversions, and on top of that you have some awesome airtime moments, and that is really typical RMC. And even though this is a short ride, you still have those iconic moments, and you also have one final inversion that is the best on the ride. It may be one of the weakest RMCs, but it's still overall a great coaster. Now coming in at spot number 9, we got Millemium Force at Cedar Point. And you can already hear based on my rankings that I prefer airtime over intensity and positive G-forces. And this ride is of course very iconic, lengthy, and the sense of speed is amazing. The first drop and strong overbank turn is of course my favorite part of this ride experience. And after that the ride is just way too simple for me with overbank turns and low to the ground transitions. And well, I was a bit disappointed by Millemium Force, but I still think it's a decent ride. Now coming in at spot number 8, we got Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. And this very small Chance Rides Hyper GTX coaster is really a shocking ride experience because you get really surprised by the amount of airtime on this ride. And the airtime moments on Lightning Run just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And well, given the size of Lightning Run, you know the ride duration is not that long. But combined with these airtime moments, you still have some very smooth yet fast transitions. And based on the placement of Lightning Run on this list, you can really see that I'm quite airtime biased. Now coming in at spot number 7, we got Beyond the Cloud at Sushu Amusement Land Forest World. And this is an exceptional Ride's launch coaster, and this is one of those exceptions in terms of launches where Ride's just decided to do a very punchy launch. This ride is just very punchy, and it features some awesome moments such as the top hat, the turnaround section, and some very forceful inversions. Correct me if I'm wrong, that 0G roll is one of the fastest inversions in the world. Now coming in at spot number 6 we got Manta at SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. This is a very lengthy multi-launch coaster made by Intamin, and this ride isn't the most intense, but it still features many airtime moments and inversions. And I would overall call this ride Cheetah Hunt on steroids because it isn't the most intense, it's more like a family thrill, but it still packs in 4 different inversions and also over a dozen airtime moments. And well, even though the maximum speed is 48.5 miles per hour, I still think the pacing on this ride is done perfectly because you got airtime moment after airtime moment, boosting launch, inversion and so on. Now coming in at spot number 5 we got Orion at Kings Island, and people often discuss if Orion is a giga coaster, and well, the first drop is 300 feet in length, so it really is. Orion features one of the best drops in the whole world, and after that you got a strong mix of intense elements, and that wave turn is just awesome combined with the low to the ground airtime moment, and after that the ride is pretty much done because Orion is quite short, so the main drawback of this ride is of course the length of Orion. Now coming in at spot number 4 we got Hypercoaster at Land of Legends theme park, and well, I don't really hear many people discussing these hypercoasters made by Mark Rides, but they are very awesome. It's really great trying out a non-B&M hypercoaster with a lot of variety in terms of layout. This ride features an awesome twisted first drop with the tallest vertical loop in the world. After that the ride is just a great mix between strong twists and turns, a whippy 0G roll and many airtime moments. And well, it's really about the location, that's why people haven't really ridden this ride. Now coming in at spot number 3 we got Hakugei at Nagashima Sparland, and well, surprise, this is one of those high tier RMC coasters that is all the way over in Japan. Hakugei might feature one of the most beautiful color schemes on any roller coaster with a blue track and white supports, and this is just a top tier RMC coaster with many airtime moments, wave turns, double downs, inversions and so on. And well, what can you really say, the airtime hits different, the inversions are fast paced and whippy, and the ride is very lengthy, and this one really looks like a twisted cyclone on steroids. Now coming in at spot number 2 we got Taiga at Linnanmäki, and it's just funny that this amusement park just decided to build one of the best roller coasters in the whole world. And Taiga might be one of the best multi-launch coasters out there in the world because you have a very lengthy coaster layout with twists and turns, strong airtime moments, a 0G stall, top hat and so on and so on. And this ride just features so much track that you can't even see where the roller coaster goes next. And that strong second half on Taiga really needs to be studied, that is just awesome. And coming in at spot number 1 we got Fury 325 at Carowinds. And well, I know the color scheme because this one is a bright blue and then you have these green neon stripes, and that's still a blue color, am I right? And well, what can I really say about Fury 325? This is the tallest roller coaster in the world with a lift hill. You have one of the best drops in the whole world, your typical B&M floater hills, and also a very speedy, forceful and twisting layout. And well, you really have everything on this coaster. And what can I really say, this is the next generation of Millemium Force. And now I really want to know your thoughts in the comments below about my rankings. Do you agree or do you disagree? And have I missed some coaster that really deserve to be on this list? Or if you really like theme park and roller coaster videos, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And now at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.